Good morning, collectors. Man, what a weekend. I was at Wondercon Anaheim over the weekend, and let me tell you, got a really good haul. Let's uh, let's take a look at it, and I'll talk about some people I ran into, the I guess the collecting process for when you're at a convention, if nobody's ever been to a convention, uh, and whatnot and so forth. Oh, and surprise guests, of course. Not surprise guests for the video, but surprise guests that happen to be at the convention. So let's get started here. Um, so first of all, I found these, and I don't know why I couldn't pass these up for $1. But we've got some Battlestar Galactica Cylon coasters. These are actually pretty good quality for for what they are. I don't know what they came out in. I'm guessing it says Biff Bang Pow on them. I'm guessing they were part of one of those mystery boxes, which we'll get down the road. I'll be doing a couple videos on those. I've gotten a box that's called. In fact, let me actually just show it to you real quick. This is not in no way connected to WonderCon, but I'm going to be doing a future video based on this here. But I had a subscription that I was part of, and the subscription is called BAM. And I know a lot of people are subscribed to this, but based on the materials that are inside these boxes, and I've gotten 5 of them in a year's time, I believe, not including the signed Funko Pop one that they sent out. I mean, we'll talk about it in the video. I just wanted to show you this. This is the boxes that you get those kinds of things in, like those Cylon coasters. But that band box video will definitely come down the road here. So this is the Cylon coaster. It's actually really good quality. It's got the cork on one side, and it's got the aluminum on the other. So I will be using those for my drinks. So there's that. That was $1. $1 spent. So we'll start the meter at $1 here. Right, there we go. Let's set that aside over there. So next, we have something that we'll be doing a video on opening later this week. Opening, I say opening because, I'm curious what's inside them, but myself and Addison, we like to open these up from time to time. We have the Funko Sodas. Now, these are the Wondercon exclusive Funko Sodas for the Banana Splits. So right here in my hands, I have Bingo. And if you look there, you can see that there's only 5,000 of him made for the WonderCon Anaheim comic convention. And WonderCon, if nobody's ever been to WonderCon is the sister show for San Diego Comic-Con. It's like another version of San Diego Comic-Con that takes place in Anaheim, and it's a little bit smaller, but same people run it, same event people, and it's a great show. It's a really fun show. So there's Bingo. This is Drooper. Again, if you look on there, 5,000 only pieces. Each of these are only 5,000 pieces. Snarky, 5,000 pieces again there. And then right here we have the dog, Fleagle. And again, 5,000 pieces, and there's Fleagle. Now the thing about these, so these were only at the Funko booth, which if anybody knows about Funko is always really hard to get into during conventions. I mean, that is the booth that everyone wants to be in and at. We'll talk about another recent up-and-coming it's not a Funko booth, but it's a Pop booth. I think they're $7 a pop, I think is what they're called, $7 a pop. Man, they might have to change their name soon if The Rock finds out. I don't know if any of you know, but Dwayne Johnson, his production company is $7 Productions. Anyone that knows about Dwayne Johnson and The Rock, the story behind that is when he started doing whatever he was doing after all of his, many failures, many successes that he had in his life before he went on his road to wrestling and whatnot. He only had $7 in his pocket. So I watched that show, Young Rock, which is about him and his growing up and career and everything. Really good show, but they recently did the episode that elaborated on that, where he's riding down the road in the car with his dad, and he's only got $7 in his pocket. Anyways, it's a whole nother story. Let's get back to checking this stuff out. So there we have the Funko Sodas here. These were $15 a piece plus tax. I only picked them up specifically to open up with Addison because she likes opening the sodas with me. And these ones, regular or chase, it doesn't really matter. They're going to be very well sought after because they're the 5,000 piece ones. And Banana Split is cool. Who doesn't love Banana Splits? So there we have that. So now we're up to, let's see, that's 15, 15, 15, 15. So 30, 30, that's 6. So we're at $61. $61. Which is still, again, not that bad. Let's see, what do we want to go to next? Let's go to the other Funkos. So since we're on the Funko wagon here, here's another WonderCon exclusive. So it's only available at WonderCon, and they did sell out by Sunday. By Sunday, I believe around 2 o'clock, I want to say, is when they sold out of this piece, literally, because we have the WonderCon Peacemaker exclusive. Now this one, it's funny, this one, because you have the shield that, if you've seen the show, you know he gets a Peacemaker shield in the show, which is really cool. But the thing I find amusing about this piece is if you look inside there, I don't know if you guys can see it really, but yeah, there, his hand, do you see his hand there? All the way in there, his hand, it's in a shape like it was supposed to have the gun that he has in the show. Or even if I was Funko, I'd even just put the sword in there. Anyone that follows any of the Warner Brothers DC action figures as of late, I collect the Todd Mcfarlane stuff, which is DC, obviously. Apparently DC has a problem with guns now. So anything that they're releasing action figure-wise, toy-wise, is no longer allowed to have guns as part of it. So us collectors are being shortchanged on our weapons with figures because apparently toy guns are hurtful to people. I have no idea where any of these companies actually get their ideas from. I think it's completely absurd to remove weapons from toys, thinking that that's going to affect how any child grows up in society. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not toys that are affecting how children grow up in society. Let me tell you that. And we as collectors, the Mcfarland toys are clearly collectible figures. They're collectible action figures. He's even said himself in his own videos that they are pandered towards adults as well as children. But clearly he knows they're for collectors because he makes them in a style designed for collectors. So here we go. We have the Peacemaker, get back to the video here. We have the Peacemaker Funko Pop, which is a limited piece. It just says limited edition. It doesn't say how many. They had a lot, I'm going to tell you that. But they did sell out of this by Sunday. So this is a sold out piece right now, Peacemaker. And this was 15. So we're up 15 more. So what are we at? 76. We're at $76. All right, still doing good. Still doing good on this haul so far. All right, let's see what we got here. This, I thought this was cool for what I got it for. I actually got this for 10 at a booth, I believe it's $10. But the Hot Topic General Grievous. I've been wanting to get a General Grievous for some time in case I happen to run into the voice of General Grievous, Matt. I forget Matt's last name. Sorry, Matt, if you see this or if anybody sees it, I'm not trying to not know your last name, but voice of General Grievous, eventually down the road, I will get this signed. So I'm going to sit on this until I get an opportunity to have it signed because General Grievous is a favorite character of mine in Star Wars, in the newer movies. So this was $10, so we're at $86. All right, here we go. This one is unique. This one, a friend grabbed for me. My friend Paul Roden, a great guy. I love that guy. But this is the Silver Surfer Funko Pop here. These aren't like characters I usually collect, but the reason that we got this is because Mr. Ron Lim, I don't know if anybody knows you should know who Ron Lim is. If you don't, then you haven't read any Silver Surfer comics over the years. He's a very prominent figure in the works of Silver Surfer. But he happened to be at WonderCon Anaheim this year, and so I needed to have the Silver Surfer Funko signed by Mr. Ron Lim there. Check it out, Ron Lim Signature. This is definitely going to my collection. It's going to sit there. But this was the signature. Ron Lim charges $10 for a signature, which, if you ask me, Todd Mcfarlane always says he signs for free, which is great. That's great. I'm glad he does that for fans. But even $10 is a great price for a creator signature. That's a fantastic, and it's a good signature and a good piece too. So $10. So we're at $96. But that one doesn't technically count, so we'll just stay at the $86 because that one a friend got for me. So we can't really count that one. All right, let's go on to the next piece here. This is a cool piece. So this one was actually picked up before the show, and I had it in my stuff to sell. But the gentleman actually happened to be there and came into my booth and signed it for me. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna put it up with my Captain Kirk. But we have the Mighty Gorn. Look at that, the Mighty Gorn, and signed, of course, by the gentleman that played Gorn and actually fought Captain Kirk in. I don't remember. Don't think I've gotten to that episode yet. I'm still watching the original Star Trek series. I haven't seen all of it, so I'm on episode. I think I'm on season 1, episode 12. So I'm not sure if I've seen the Gorn episode yet, but this is a really cool piece. I'm going to put him next to my Captain Kirk, and I'll have 2 pieces from the original Star Trek series signed by the people in it. So this one, I guess, I think the retail on this one I bought it was $10.99, $8.99. No, it was $8.99 because this is before Funko raised the retail prices to $10.99. So this one was $8.99 at Target. So, but we're not counting that because that's not part of the WonderCon haul. Okay, just the signature. We're counting the signature. That's part of the signature series. We'll call it. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? So I'm gonna do next, since I'm doing Funkos that were just sitting in my stuff. I'm gonna do another one here. I just happen to have these sitting in my stuff, and anyone that knows Funko knows the big names of Funko. And this gentleman, I'm just shouting this out right now. I had never met this man before. I had seen him a couple times, and he's always incredibly energetic and just seems like a really standabout, awesome guy. But I'd never had the opportunity to meet him. He came by my spot 3 times during WonderCon this year. Just happened to be walking by, came by, and walked in. I said, "Come by and see me later. Come by." So finally, I got over to the Funko booth, and Mr. Mike Becker was there, and he's a very I don't know how to explain it, but he's a very, very nice and very humble gentleman when it comes to Funko. I mean, obviously Funko is a very rich company, and he's obviously made enough to get by. He's obviously loaded, like most people out there. But he did start from the bottom up. Let me tell you. This guy started way, 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 way down here, and he built himself up and his company up himself, big enough to be able to, sell off and continue on to other works. So, but he happened to be there, and he went ahead and did me the honor of signing my Funko Exclusive Big Boy from the Funko store. And it's really cool because the thing I like about this is he always writes "Dream Big" on the Big Boy ones. And the reason he does that, from what I've been told, is because and he told me this at the show. Bob's Big Boy is where Funko really started doing their stuff. They did the Bob's Big Boy, and that's where they started. I'm assuming, this is just an assumption. Mike didn't say this because I didn't ask him. I'm assuming it's I'm assuming that this is where he got the idea. But anyone that knows what Bob's Big Boy is, the burger company, they've seen the little figures and everything before, but he's always had this big head. So I feel like maybe one day Mike saw the Bob's Big Boy, and that's where he got the idea for the Funkos, and just went from there. And so that's why he did Big Boy first. But it's really cool because he wrote "Dream Big" on it, and he signed it, and he put COF because he's the COF. But yeah, so that one doesn't count money wise because this was mine, and he just signed it for me. But he was only supposed to sign one. At the Funko booth, the Funko employees were allowing him to sign one thing per person. But Mike, being the generous person that he is, and the reason I say humble is, let me tell you something. This guy he's an owner of Funko. He's the creator of Funko. So when I brought the items that I brought to him, I brought him 3 items to sign because I had 3 items that I really wanted signed. Toucan and two big Bob's Big Boy. Here's the Toucan. It's the San Diego Comic-Con blue exclusive Toucan. I like he wrote "Let's Rock" on it. He ran out of space. I think he was going to write "Let's Rock" and then something else at the end of "Rock," but he ran out of space, so he just put the exclamation point, which I thought was pretty cool. But this is what I consider humbling of this gentleman, of Mike. He's there, and when I brought the 3 items in, they told me that he was only signing one, so I wasn't going to get the other 2 signed. I was just going to do the Bob's Big Boy. But Mike saw it was me. He turns over to the Funko employee, this Funko employee that's helping run the booth, and he goes, Hey, is it okay if I sign the 3 for him? Because he was here and he was busy working and he hadn't time to get over. Are you okay with me signing the 3 for him? And I don't know. I couldn't believe it because this is his company. Funko is this gentleman's company. And here he is. He turns over to this Funko representative, employee of Funko, and asks them, "Do you care if I do this? Is this okay of me to do?" And I don't know. There's just something about that that's just really humbling to me. It's really, really, it's good character. It's good character, and there's not a lot of that out there anymore. Not a lot of good character out there anymore. But that was really cool, and he's such a nice guy. If you ever get the chance to meet Mike Becker, or just shake his hand and tell him, thank you for taking some of my really favorite cool pop culture characters and making them into little bobblehead looking things. The Funkos. Funko's a huge. You guys know what Funko is. I mean, anybody that doesn't know what Funko is, I don't know how they wouldn't. But it's very, very, very popular now. I think they may. I don't know. They may have even gotten more popular than Beanie Babies were for the 6 months Beanie Babies were popular, right? So let's set that one down there. That one doesn't count because that was just a signature from Mike Becker. Let's continue on. So these are 2 more signed Funkos. I'm just gonna go quickly through these. This one, I was there in Legion M. I don't know if you guys know what Legion M is. Shout out to Legion M, great company. They put out some great material, and they are funded by regular people, by us. They're funded by us. We basically, us people, have shares in Legion M. We buy shares in the company, and they go and they produce this great material. They've already moved into movies, comic books. I don't know if they've done TV shows yet. I imagine they'll get there. They'll probably, honestly, eventually have their own streaming service. I'm assuming that's where they're going to get to eventually. But God bless them. Really, really good company. Great people. Terry's great. David's great. I mean, they're really nice people. If you don't know who they are, Google them, look them up, look into them, because Legion M is a fantastic group of people, and they're there because they just love to create. They love to put stuff out there that no studio would really even want to touch or mess with, because studios are, multi-trillion-dollar corporations. They don't really care about new content and material and originality and all that. I mean, that's why we have all these what are the hits right now in the world? We've got superhero stuff, and we've got basically just remakes. There we go. That's what I was getting at. Superhero stuff and remakes or reboots. That's what's going on right now in any form of media in the world. That's all we're really seeing is superheroes, reboots, and remakes. And these guys, I mean, Legion M, they like to put out this all original material. They've got this comic book that's out. I forget the name of it. It's a Western comic book, but they're working on really hard working at that, getting that made right now into a film. They've done, previous works, and they did a film with Nicolas Cage called Mandy. That's I haven't watched it yet. Sorry, Legion M. I need to get on watching that. I just haven't gotten around to it. We have it, and we're gonna watch it eventually. Just haven't really gotten to it. But that did really well. And they, I'm telling you, if you don't know what Legion M is, look them up, Google them, look into it. It's a great company. Drinking my coffee here. Picked it up to drink some and forgot because I was talking. Now let's get into what I got from them. So they had a special guest this weekend. The actor that plays Tobias Wolff Tobias Wolff. Why did I say Tobias Wolff? Sorry, guys. Tobias Whale on Black Lightning, and they had the Funko Pops and everything. And they were trying to figure out how to pre-sell them because he wasn't going to be there until Saturday, and people were wanting to buy them on Friday to make sure that they got the signature. And so I happen to have a roll of raffle tickets over at my booth that I hadn't touched or used or anything. They're like $4 at the store. I didn't care. I was going to do a raffle, and I hadn't gotten around to it yet. But it was in my area. And so I took them over the tickets. And, they were really, really generous and allowed me to meet the guy and hooked me up with the Funko here. Signed by the actor that plays Tobias Whale on Black Lightning. So this is really cool. This is going to go in my collection. I'm going to put it next to my Static Shock that's signed by Phil LaMarr, who's the voice actor for Static Shock. If you don't know who Phil LaMarr is, you're not watching cartoons. Or you're not watching cartoons right. He's the voice of Green Lantern, voice of Static Shock, voice of Samurai Jack. Fantastic voice actor. But I'm going to put him next to Samurai Jack, and then eventually I'll get my Black Lightning sign. That's a goal. I got to get Black Lightning signed at some point. But anybody that knows me knows that I really only collect signed Funkos. I have very few regular Funkos that are unsigned. Like I have a Tuxedo Mask because I used to be a big Sailor Moon fan when I was a kid. And I have the Gravity Falls set minus the Grunkle stand because he's ridiculously overpriced. And then I've got a couple others, but not too many. Most of my Funkos are signed or are set aside to be signed. So this one is definitely getting added to the collection. Tobias Whale, great Funko Pop. And That one right there. And so now we're gonna get on to the last Funko here, and then we'll move on to something else because I've been spending a lot of time on Funko here. But this is a beautiful piece. This is from $7 a pop. They only have 175 of these pieces. I don't know how often this guy does shows or anything, but it's signed and it's Beckett certified, and it is signed by Mr. Jake Busey himself. We've got Ace Levy from Starship Troopers. This is a beautiful piece, and I wanted to get my hands on it for a while. And so now I finally did, and it's great. And now I just need to get my Johnny Rico signed, and I'll be very happy with a couple Starship Trooper Funkos. I would like to get the Warrior Bug at some point, but for some reason it jumped up high in value as far as Funko goes. This is a really cool piece, though. It's obviously Beckett certified and signed, and it's just a really nice piece. So that's going to go in my Funko collection there. All right, now on to something else. Let's move on to something else. We're going to move on to, what is the next cool piece here? Let's move on to this one. So we're going to move on to Mcfarland now. As we know, I love the Mcfarland stuff, but I found some great trades and some great deals on stuff this weekend at WonderCon. And one of the things that I found was a couple Mortal Kombat figures I'd been looking for a while. So I'm going to show you these, and your jaw's going to drop because I haven't seen them in the wild in a long time. But we'll start with an easy one here. I found myself a Raiden, however you say it, it doesn't matter. But this is I think this is the regular outfit one, the Merciless one for Mortal Kombat 11. I haven't played the game really often enough to know what costume he has in it, but I didn't have a Raiden yet, and I have a couple of the other Mortal Kombat figures, so I figured why not get the Raiden. So I did a deal for that one. That's cool. But now we're getting to the good stuff, okay? So let's start with this guy right here, who I was stupid to not buy at the $20 price point when it first came out on Amazon. Really stupid of me. But we have Johnny Cage, the Hollywood Hunk. And this is just, I really love this figure because it comes with both an action figure of himself and a gold statue that he won for his acting. Anyone that plays Mortal Kombat and knows Johnny Cage knows that he's so full of himself that, yes, he would have his own action figure on hand. But this is just a really cool figure. And he comes with the shades right in the corner there. So, this is definitely cool. I may do a couple unboxing videos with these Mortal Kombat figures once I get to them. I don't think I've done a Mortal Kombat unboxing video yet, so I might just have to do that one. Now for the two really cool ones. These guys go together like, I don't know, peanut butter and jelly. Let's just say that, being the rival ninja clans, of course. Anyone that's ever played Mortal Kombat knows what's up with that. Or if you've seen the movies, obviously, you know the characters, but they've been out of print and basically vaulted since Mcfarland got the license because these were the first series of figures that came out. But I have in my hands the original Sub-Zero. Take a look at that. What a beautiful figure. Look at that. I think I'm going to do an unboxing for Sub-Zero and this next figure here. But there's the Sub-Zero, Todd Mcfarlane. And we have Scorpion from Todd Mcfarlane. Look at that beautiful figure. Oh my gosh. That's a great figure. Scorpion's always been a favorite of mine. I like Sub-Zero too, but Scorpion, for some reason, the get over here thing in the game always got me. It's a really, really cool character, but that's a beautiful figure. So I finally got my hands on those and basically completed the Mortal Kombat Mcfarlane collection that I wanted, because I have over here, and these, just to give you an idea, where do I have her? Did I leave her over here somewhere, or did I put her away? You know what? I may have actually stored her. Oh, no, there she is. Okay. Right here, I actually found this, traded somebody at another event for this one, but this is the katana. And that's just the loose katana. She's got her little sai here, and of course her fan. But these are, again, Mcfarlane, man, he always nails his figures. He gives really good detail on these, and they're really nice. The only thing that is probably better than a Mcfarlane Mortal Kombat figure is when you start getting into the what set is that? The Storm Collectibles ones, which are a little bit bigger. I think they're like 8.5 in size. But those are really nice, but they're also really expensive. They're $80 and up. That's their price point for those. So not many people want to pay $80 for a single action figure. But these are really cool. These are fantastic. The Mortal Kombat figures. These are great. And we'll do unboxing for those. Now just a real quick thing here. I happened over the weekend, for some reason it was on clearance at Target, so I went ahead and bought this guy for $10. We have the Soul Crusher from McFarland Toys. This is a Spawn character. It's a really cool looking Spawn character. I've seen people that are actually trying to or planning to customize this figure to be Ratcatcher 2 from Suicide Squad for their DC McFarlane figures. So, I don't know, I may keep it like this, or I may try to make a Ratcatcher. Who knows? Not the best customizer, but I could always try, right? But that was $10, so basically Wondercon was about, I spent about $100 that I probably shouldn't have spent, but I did it anyway, okay? Oh, this is the final WonderCon. This is not counting stuff that I snagged up for the kiddos and everything, but this is the final amazing WonderCon piece. Now I have a good friend of mine. His name is Marco. Really, really good, great guy. And he, he was going to attend WonderCon with his kid this weekend. And I, happened to snag him a badge and whatnot. And he's always been a really cool guy. Love him. He does sell on himself sometimes and everything. But he was really, really nice to call me when he got in line for something. So apparently these two decided to randomly show up at a booth at WonderCon this weekend. And he called me and told me, "Hey, Rich, get over here, get over here. You're not going to believe who's here. Come over here, hurry up." And so I went over, and little did I know, I was going to meet legends. There we go. Look at this. So these guys right here, if you don't know who these are, then you're not into pop culture as much as most people, but this is going to be, that is Mr. Cheech Marin, and that is Mr. Tommy Chong. Now these guys, they started off their careers with their own movies in the early, I want to say the 70s. I'm not that culturally accurate with the Cheech and Chong stuff because I've only seen a couple of their movies, but these guys have been a hit throughout years and years and years and years. And I guess what's going on is they're coming out with their own comic book pretty soon here. I'm not sure. One of the things here that I got is another little postcard thing right there on the back. As you can see, we went ahead and got it certified because they're both, everything is signed. So the card is signed and the print is signed, and they're both certified. So I think that the comic book they're coming out with, I'm guessing, because the poster is called Love Machine, is the comic book. It could be either Love Machine or it could be the Cheech and Chong's Chronicles, A Brief History of Weed. But I'm assuming that Brief History of Weed one is maybe a documentary, and not the comic book. And I'm guessing that the Love Machine is actually the comic book that's coming out. But regardless, this is a favorite piece, and I got lucky on this. I mean, it's signed right there by Tommy Chong, and right there over here by Cheech Marin. And yeah, it's really, really good piece, and a good story to tell in the future, too. So, my mom and I, we used to watch a lot of Nash Bridges years and years ago, because my mom always had it on, so I always watched it with her. And so we love Cheech. I love Cheech from all of Robert Rodriguez stuff, so like, all the, Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, even though I don't really care for that movie because it's kind of bad. It's kind of one of Robert Rodriguez's not so great movies. But Cheech was in it. I love Cheech in that movie. And I love him in Dusk Till Dawn. And pretty much anything Cheech does is great. And same with Tommy Chong. I mean, he's great in that 70s show. And anything else I've seen that guy in is pretty good. And they are really fun and chill people, and they were very kind to me, shook my hand, everything like that. It's, obviously it's promoting, but they're still, I think they're still really, really genuine about it. But anyways, yeah, that's the WonderCon haul for the weekend. Bonus, I happened to find some Pokemon cards. These, I'll just show them to you real quick at a Target on the way back. I got these for Addison and I to unbox maybe later in the week, but it's a Pikachu V set. So we'll see what we get out of that. If you just go ahead and click and subscribe, and you can watch the video that we're going to do the unboxing for this later this week, or any of my other videos. I've got some McFarlane ones I've put up for unboxing McFarlane videos. I'm going to do a bandbox unboxing and review and explain the history and situation behind that company. Most of those companies that were mystery boxes, as they call it, those were all basically started with Loot Crate, and we saw what happened there. I have a friend, I won't say any names, but I have a friend that worked for Loot Crate, and let me tell you, there are some stories. There are some stories. And I'm sure that it's the same thing for any of these mystery box companies. I've bought mystery items before. They're not fantastic. I feel that you don't really get what you pay for all the time. I have my own system for it, and I think my system works pretty well because I've never had anyone really walk away with, being unhappy, because I always make sure somebody gets something cool. So anyways, but yeah, that's it. That's WonderCon Anaheim 2022. That was my basically everything I snagged there, other than what I grabbed for the kiddos, and it was an interesting and fun show this year. Met Mike Becker, which was cool. Met Cheech and Chong. The other special guest, I didn't get to meet him, which makes me very sad because I friggin' love him. He's so funny. He's great. But my buddy Paul Roden got to meet him, so that's cool. I'm happy for Paul. But Fluffy showed up, man. Fluffy, if you don't know who Fluffy is, his name's Gabriel Iglesias, and he is a funny, funny man. But he goes by Fluffy in most of his stuff. And he's got this show on Netflix, great show called Mr. Iglesias, where he plays a teacher, and it's based on, him growing up when he was in school. A fantastic show. It's on Netflix. Watch it if you haven't seen it. It's 2 seasons in. Hopefully the 3rd season's going to happen very soon, but Gabriel Iglesias is great on it. Fluffy's a fantastic, fantastic comedian. I love his work. I even have his first signed Funko that my friend Courtney traded with me for, and it's a great piece. But so Paul got to meet Fluffy and got a picture with him, and Fluffy gave him a big hug, and fantastic guy. But Fluffy was just there, as he wasn't even a guest or anything. He went in on the floor and was just walking around, checking out booths, having a good time, looking for Transformers. If you ever run into Fluffy and you got a Transformer, that's what he collects. He likes Transformers. So but yeah, that's what he's on the floor for, and people took pictures with him, and he was very nice, very kind to people, and he got in, looked around, and got out. So most of those people have to do these days, because we've started treating celebrities less like people and more like celebrities. So I've met tons of people over the years, and pretty much any celebrity I've ever met, I've just treated like a person. I mean, they're just like us. They're people. They're people with money. That's all it is. They're people with more money than other people. So you just treat them the same. Why treat them any differently? Get crowding around them and scaring them off, and some crazy stuff. I got a story from back when Aquaman was coming out. I was trying to get through the halls of San Diego Comic-Con, and let me tell you, man, that people were crowded around because out comes Jason Momoa, and the name I do not speak, we'll just say Herd. You know who I'm talking about. But out they come, and of course everyone's crowding around, and took me a while to get through the traffic because I was headed to the Skybound party for Robert Kirkman. But yeah, fun times. Anyways, that's it. Subscribe if you like the videos, and that's about it. Ace Pop Culture out. See you next time.